Hi, we are Team Pixel Heroes, the overall winners of the Canadian Space Agency's part of the Space Apps Challenge 2019. We'd love to share with you what we've experienced last year, hoping that it can help you even just a little bit. In the beginning of the challenge, we didn't imagine making it among the 173 teams that chose CSA challenges. I mean, when you think about it, you only have 2 days for working on a challenge you never thought of before and presenting your solution. It was a bit overwhelming at the first, but after the first 2 hours of being in the Wonderland and diving deeper into the challenge, the excitement started to build up in our mind. We knew what we wanted to do and how we can approach it, finding and reporting a small, bright, near-Earth object or NEO moving in the images of the NeoSat satellite. I'm an extremely passionate individual about space exploration. As a kid, seeing every twinkle of the stars made my dream of pursuing my curiosities in the sky stronger. I pursued a bachelor's in electrical engineering and a master in computer engineering, as I recognized the technology to be one of the humanity's greatest tools in the journey to beyond. I have worked with companies that see the need for artificial intelligence and machine learning to be implemented in even the smallest things to make them smarter, faster, and safer.
I'm studying electrical and computer engineering as my master's at the University of Calgary. I've had a strong passion in space since I was 6 years old, gazing at the night sky, wondering what is out there. As my thesis, I help robots perceive their surroundings. I'm also an engineering intern at the Skywatch, where I design artificial intelligence algorithms that can process satellite images.
I'm Bahareh, a PhD student in geomatics engineering at the University of Calgary. I believe images are great magics to demonstrate facts, even those that cannot be seen with our eyes. I work with various kinds of images, from airborne sensors to satellites, for different applications, from detecting clouds, snow, fire, agricultural purposes, maritime applications, and for this challenge, finding NEOs, the near-Earth objects.
It starts from a lab desk at the University of Calgary and ends all the way in Canadian Space Agency labs in Montreal. So stay with us until the end.
I was checking my LinkedIn feed. The Canadian Space Agency posted about a competition called NASA CSA Space Apps happening in the evening of that day. To me, it sounded interesting, especially because it was about space, my childhood passion. First, I started browsing the NASA and CSA challenges. A particular challenge as a part of the CSA Space Apps caught my eye. It was about finding near-Earth objects or NEOs in satellite images. I never worked on satellite images directly, but I was experienced in image processing in general. I needed a team though, and it wasn't just about me. All of us must like the challenge we want to choose. I didn't want to do this alone. What was the fun of it? As a master's student working on my thesis alone all day, I missed working as a team. So I started wondering, who else might be interested in such challenge? I called my husband, who also likes space stuff and has experience in image processing. Being adventurous as always, he said I'm in. Perfect. Then I remembered my new lab mate whom I met a few weeks back. She told me she had experience with image processing, working on some other satellite data as her PhD. She seemed like a passionate and social person. Maybe she's interested in such teamwork. So I went to her desk in the lab, telling her about the competition. She was in too. That's fantastic. A team of 3. We all decided to take a look at all of the challenges to have a rough idea of what we want to go with. It seemed like all of us liked that Finding Neo challenge. What do we name our team? Well, working on images, pixels, saving the world from potentially dangerous asteroids, which later we found out is not the case, Pixel Heroes. We teamed up nearly 2 hours before the competition started. Many people also found their partners in the workshops during the first hour of the competition. Having the team ready, we looked forward to that evening. A few workshops were held that helped us a lot. One of them talked about how to present your work and how to make your audience interested in what you did, which is as important as solving the challenge itself. The other ones were talking about some specific challenges and how to approach them, which really helped us gain more insight before making sure which challenge we want to go with. To be honest, we had many question marks popping in our heads after the workshops, but we dared to ask them no matter how stupid they looked like to us. This leads us to the next point here. The mentors are here to help you. They won't judge you no matter how stupid or basic you think your question is. I remember we were working on the first step in our challenge, opening an image file. It was supposed to contain a comment in it, but no matter how hard we tried, we just couldn't see it. So I opened the Slack channel, and to my surprise, another team has already put together the images of that exact comment showing it opening. Well, that wasn't a great start for us, but we didn't feel embarrassed about asking our question in the Slack channel. There were both online and in-person mentors available. In fact, later on throughout the competition, we asked so many questions from our mentor Natalie that she dialed Vika's number, who is the manager of the satellite this challenge was all about, and we talked to him directly. What a passionate guy he was. We enjoyed every bit of information he offered to us, which greatly helped us in designing our algorithm. Later, during our visit to the CSA as our grand prize, people there told us, "Oh, so you are the passionate team from Calgary that had those long discussions on the phone with Vika." You might be overwhelmed by the many options you have to choose from. I would say consider these factors. Choose something that you as a team is passionate about. The three of us loved working on images, especially when they are taken from space. If possible, select a challenge that you at least know the basics to. All of us had experience in image processing and computer vision, although we hadn't worked on the specific data format in the challenge. Don't choose something if you think it's too hard for your team to pull through. Be result-oriented, but don't let it stop you from enjoying the competition.
The three of us tried to describe the overall picture as the simplest question we could ask ourselves. In our case, we wanted to detect an asteroidal comet while it was moving, forming a path as we followed it across the images. So we boiled down the challenge to this simple question: how could we detect a curved line in an image? This gave us a clue for where to start. After we learned more about our topic and dataset and agreed on the overall approach we had in mind, we broke our problem into pieces. For each piece, we did several try and errors. Instead of testing one approach altogether, each of us was trying one thing. We were doing this and let each other know of the results until something succeeded. Then the next step was started and continued likewise. While all the steps and approaches you take matters, the key point is how you demonstrate what you did to your audience. In your presentation, you just have a limited time to let your audience know of your accomplishments. One of the most important factors to engage your audience is to let them know why you chose that specific topic, why this topic is important. Let them have an overall view of what other ones did on this approach and why you chose to do it in your way. Knowing a bit of the background of the topic gives you and the audience a good understanding of your work. A good visualization helps the audience understand quickly and clearly what the data looks like, how the procedure of the work is, and how your work is distinguished from other ones. Let's share with you what we did and found helpful in our presentation. If you remember, I said that we broke our problem into some smaller steps. So in our presentation, we made a table. In this table, we wrote each step that we took to solve the whole problem. Then in front of each step, we wrote what approaches we used to solve that small problem and why the one that we chose was the best one. A flowchart showing the whole process of what you did, proper figures, and representative plots are other options to visualize your dataset and what you did. You might have heard about storytelling. Storytelling is a good way to immerse your audience in your presentation and let them follow you along the journey you took to solve the problem. The other way is to think of your presentation as a TED Talk. Stay focused on your important points and understand what makes them important to your audience as well.
Participating in the Space Apps Challenge was a huge opportunity for us to expand our network. We got to know our mentors and judges in the competition. During our visit to the Canadian Space Agency, we met the awesome and passionate specialists and managers who work on the well-known missions that I'm sure most of you have heard about, like the Lunar Gateway, OSIRIS-REx, RadarSat, Mars Rover, and etc. After we won the challenge locally in Calgary, the university newsletter shared the excitement with other students. The media team introduced us to CBC Radio and we had an interview with them. We were also invited to APEGA AGM and Professional Development Conference 2021 to talk about how we solved our challenge. Working as a team on these timely limited challenges always brings new skill sets. From soft skills like managing time and work effort and being a better presenter to hard skills like learning about subjects that are new to us and makes us excited. Even further, we thought that would be a good idea to share our solution with the academic world to get feedback and improve our method. Publishing a paper in ISPRS 2020 conference helped us to get lots of valuable feedback that we can use to add more features to our software in the future. Also, we wanted to share our work with astronomers and space enthusiasts as an open source project so that we can be part of new adventures and explorations. The pixelheroes.com website is now available where you can download, run, test the software and let us know about your experience to improve it. Even the community can help us to work on the project in GitHub to make Finding Neo a better tool and a better experience.